This is Pastor Jamey Cowgill from Mount Bethel Free Will Baptist Church in Rosebud, Arkansas. I'm going to read from Luke chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Our devotion for today is a Bethlehem Christmas. A little bit of a historical context as we begin. Caesar Augustus was the first emperor of Rome to have complete control. He ruled from 27 BC to 14 AD. And also, this was the first complete registration and taxing of the Roman Empire. According to historical records which have been found in Egypt, this census and taxation enrollment occurred about every 14 years after this first time. It was specifically to enter in public records the names of men, their property, and their income so that they could be properly taxed. So you can see first Christmas, first emperor, first tax season. This is a very busy, stressful time in Bethlehem. And so it very simply could be said that they could have been so busy that they forgot what was most important. It seems like we are the same way today. Daniel well describes our time when he says, "Many shall run to and fro." Seems like we're so busy with the cares of this life we forget eternity. And we must always ask ourselves, are we living this life with eternity in mind? One of the easiest ways to lose the joy of the Lord and lose track of what is most important in this life is just busyness or distraction. Busyness produces stress, which steals our joy and keeps us from being truly effective for the Lord. That being said, Bethlehem was so busy they almost missed God. We don't want to let the same thing happen to us in our life. For example, this innkeeper. I can see a man with the town of Bethlehem hustling and bustling and so many people coming in. People would have stayed with family, and then those provisions would have been filled up, and then they would have begun to stay in the inns and other places. And I'm sure he was overwhelmed with the amount of people that were in town. But he almost turned away the greatest event this world has ever known. He almost missed it. His opportunity came in the form of a pregnant woman and her husband. Our opportunity could look very similar. It might look like a family that needs relationship and love, or a meal, or maybe just a little help. Maybe it's a child who needs a hug and a smile. It could be someone who needs encouragement and to know they're appreciated. Maybe it's someone who has fallen out of church and needs to know they're missed. Perhaps it is a lost person who needs to hear the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. But I do want to say this, one thing that the innkeeper did right. He gave to God what he did have. All he had left to offer was a stable and a manger. I can't help but think he looked upon a very pregnant woman and her weary, stressed-out husband and took pity. And I can hear him say, "All I have left is the barn, but you're welcome to it." God took that meager offering and birthed a king. God used fishermen for disciples, and they turned the world upside down. He used a few fish and a few loaves of bread to feed thousands twice. He praised the widow's mite, as little as it was, because of her willingness to give all she had. He conquered sin with a cross, and he overcame the world without an army. He wants to take our meager offering, press it down, shake it together, and make it overflow as well. Why? Why would he want to do this? All for his glory. So I ask you this holiday season, what do we have that God desires? What opportunity for ministry has he placed in our paths that we have almost overlooked due to busyness and demands of life? This is Pastor Jamey Cowgill, and I thank you for listening. God bless you and have a great day.